Good morning. My name is Lisa Bloom, and I'm here today with my clients, Regina Simons and Fabiola Dadas. My clients will each read a statement. I will read a statement, and then we'll answer some questions. Thank you for coming. Regina?
My name is Regina Simons. I first met Steven Seagal when I was in my late teens. I was cast as an extra on Seagal's film On Deadly Ground. When the movie was complete, I received a phone call from Seagal inviting me to attend a wrap party at his home. I arrived, pushed the call button at the gate, and was buzzed in by Seagal. He was standing at the front door and greeted me. He invited me in, and immediately I asked him, "Where is everyone else?" He replied they had all left, and asked me to follow him to come here. He wanted to show me something. He took my hand and led me into an adjacent room, which appeared to be a bedroom. You can do it. He closed the door and approached me from behind. He started kissing my neck and taking off my clothes. I was in shock. I was completely caught off guard. Seagal was more than twice my size and twice my age. I was not sexually active, nor had I ever been naked in front of a man before. I froze. I remember him taking off his robe. And the next thing I knew, he was inside of me. There was nothing consensual about this. I couldn't move, and I felt as if I was watching my body from above. I felt tears coming down my face, and I looked away from his gaze. My eyes focused on a picture frame, a picture in a frame. It was Kelly LeBrock. Seagal finally finished. I grabbed my clothes and dressed as quickly as I could. He put his hand on the door and asked me if I needed any money. I said no and ran for the door, got in my car, and drove away. I cried the entire way home. The next day, Seagal called my residence and asked to speak with me. He made several attempts to contact me, but I would never speak with him again. I was traumatized and depressed. This completely changed the trajectory of my life. I found it difficult to eat or sleep. I struggled to form healthy relationships. I started getting migraine headaches, which progressively got worse. I did not come forward with my story for money, nor have I ever been paid a dime. I do not want fame. I came forward to heal from this trauma. I came forward with the encouragement of my dear friends and family. I'm thankful for the Me Too movement, the silence breakers, Time's Up, and the many brave people who came before me and said they would be silent no more. To anyone listening who may be wondering if they should come forward, know that you are not alone. I encourage you to find your voice and speak your truth. This is my truth. And while it has not been easy, I am healing. For the first time in 25 years, I've allowed myself to process what happened and work through the pain. I pray that my abuser can also heal. I want him to be aware. I want him to acknowledge what happened and apologize. I am so thankful for the support of my loved ones, my family, my friends, my community, and Fabiola. I am deeply thankful for Lisa Bloom and her firm for standing with me and beside me. I'm thankful for those of you who have reached out to me to offer your support and your kind words. I'm grateful for all of you here today who have given me a chance to speak my truth. Thank you.
My name is Fabiola Dadas. In 2002, when I was only 17 years old, I was sexually assaulted by Steven Seagal. I suppressed many of the details of this painful experience so far back in my memories that it was only upon reviewing the facts surrounding this incident with my psychologist, my friends, my family, and ex-manager that I realized that I was still a minor when this horrible incident occurred. At the time, I was modeling and recording background vocals for a group of musicians. I was introduced to Steven through the producer who was involved in the recording project, and he arranged for us to meet. Steven was casting for a movie, Genghis Khan, and I was beyond excited to have a chance to audition for a role in one of his films, as I had grown up admiring him. I had been modeling internationally for many years, but I was relatively new to Los Angeles, having just moved to the United States from the Netherlands, and was looking to make my big break in the industry. I was invited for an audition at the Club Bar in the Peninsula Hotel, Beverly Hills. I immediately connected with Steven over our shared interests in Buddhism and martial arts, and was invited back for another audition. His assistant and other individuals were always present, and these meetings took place in public. Following these two auditions, Steven and I developed a friendly relationship via text and phone calls. There was never any indication that I should have cause for concern up until then. I was then invited by Steven for a private audition where he explained that he would like to evaluate my figure to see if I would be suitable for the role. He asked me to book a room myself at the W Hotel in Beverly Hills, and I explained that I did not have the funds to do so, and I did not feel comfortable doing this, and I suggested that he should book the hotel himself, which he did. His assistant told me to arrive wearing a bikini or bra and panties underneath my clothing, and as this is quite standard in the modeling industry, I agreed to do so. Steven requested that we meet at the W late in the evening. I was taken up to Steven's room by his assistant, who repeated to me multiple times in the elevator, "Steven's word is as good as gold." I thought this was a bit strange, but I did not comment. I was very surprised that when I arrived there were no other individuals present in the room, and Steven's assistant left me alone with him and his personal security guard. Steven asked me to take off my clothes, which I did, although I was nervous considering there were no other individuals present. and do a catwalk through the room for him. I did so, and Steven approached me and said that he would like to act out a romantic scene to get a sense of our chemistry. I felt uncomfortable because I was in my bikini, and I shyly expressed this. However, instead of respecting my boundaries, Steven slipped his hand underneath my bikini top and began pinching my nipples, and simultaneously slid his hand across my vaginal area, which was only meagerly covered. I quickly yelled that this audition is over, and I began gathering my things. Steven sat there calmly, as if nothing had happened, while I was noticeably upset and terrified by the experience. Steven's security guard stood, blocking the doorway, and only moved when Steven motioned for him to do so. I left feeling horrified and totally violated. Steven attempted to reach out after the audition, but I did not take any of his phone calls. At the time, I did not tell anyone for about a month because I was scared and I thought it was my own fault. I thought that I should have known better for going to an audition late at night. I didn't realize that it wasn't my fault at all. I had been taken advantage of by someone with a lot of power. Slowly, my friends, my family, and my ex-boyfriend started to see that I was acting differently. And eventually, I told them what happened. They encouraged me to speak to a psychologist and report the incident to the police. I started seeking therapy, but I was terrified to report the incident to the police because I felt that if I did so, my career would be over. Steven was a high-profile celebrity, and I was just a model trying to build my career. At that time, when victims came out to accuse celebrities, very few people believed them. They were blacklisted. We were blacklisted from the industry. Following this terrible experience, I have suffered from depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress, and have found it difficult to form trusting relationships with men. And have seen psychologists and psychiatrists to discuss this, as it is something that never goes away. After many years, I finally reported this incident to the LAPD with the help of my attorney, Lisa Bloom, in hopes that my statement will provide support for other women who Steven may have also assaulted, and encourage others to come forward and report these incidents to the police no matter when they happened. Until you experience sexual assault yourself, it is hard to explain why it might take such a long time to come public with these very disturbing experiences. So many women like myself live in fear of what people might say about them and what might happen as a result of reporting sexual assault. According to statistics from the criminal justice system, out of every 1,000 women who are raped, only around 300 report this to the police, and of those, only 6 lead to a conviction. The most highly cited reason for not reporting is a feared retaliation. And one of the most highly cited reasons for reporting is to prevent reoccurrence or escalation. This is why I chose to report this now. Now this issue is finally being given the voice that it deserves. The Me Too movement and the many brave women who began to speak out about their experiences of sexual assault by high-profile celebrities inspired me to do the same. This movement has spread across the world. I'm no longer in the industry myself. I'm currently a doctoral candidate, completing my PhD in clinical neuroscience. I came here today all the way from Amsterdam to be here with you all, and I'm very grateful that you're all here. Thank you. Despite absurd accusations that Lisa has paid us to make this up, I am here completely of my own volition, and while Lisa has generously taken on my case for free, This is actually costing me time and money because I feel it is so important to speak about what Steven did to me. I'm not driven by a desire to make money or have fame or receive anything in return for reporting this now. This is about accountability, and I hope that this may help other women to have the courage to come forward also. I want to thank my mom and my sister and all of my other friends and family, Regina and Lisa, and the many other individuals who have reached out to support me during this time. I want to thank you all for being here and allowing me the time to tell my story. Reliving this experience over and over again has brought up many difficult emotions, and I'm so very grateful to finally be able to break this silence.
I'm attorney Lisa Bloom, and I am so honored to represent Regina and Fabiola as they seek justice and accountability from Steven Seagal. This is the first time each of them has had the opportunity to write out her story and then stand and speak it publicly. Yesterday was the first time that they met in person, and the instant sisterhood had us all in tears. Steven Seagal may be a big action star, but it's Fabiola and Regina who are taking action now. Each of them has already very bravely gone to the Los Angeles police to give full and complete reports, and the three of us stand ready, willing, and able to fully cooperate with that criminal investigation. If anyone watching has information about Mr. Seagal sexually assaulting Fabiola, Regina, or anyone else, I urge you to reach out to us. We want to hear from you. We will talk to you confidentially if you like. You can reach me via my website, which is thebloomfirm.com. Or feel free to contact the Los Angeles police detectives directly.